Hey everybody, PJ back with Exotic Car Hacks, and today is a fun day because I am going to be looking for a McLaren Senna. So I've gotten this bug since the last Senna we got that we actually sold and did pretty well on about buying another Senna. Now, a lot of people will subjectively say, well, that doesn't make any sense because you didn't like the Senna to begin with that much. And the answer is I still don't necessarily believe that it really makes sense from the prospect of a cool car to drive. I've argued several times that I think the wing is way too freaking big and that it's specifically not necessarily a better car than a 720S or 765 LT, and it shouldn't necessarily cost twice as much. I've also argued that the Urus was a terrible car compared to the cost factor it had, and I've also argued that it was a great investment, so a great opportunity to drive the car for free, which is why I've had 4 Uruses, and I'm on my 5th one coming up in August. So you would wonder, why do I keep making decisions to buy things I don't like? But if you followed me long enough, now you know I only make decisions that are financially good when it comes to exotic cars and not just what I particularly prefer or not. I believe that the McLaren P1 is significantly a better car, better looking, and more iconic than a Senna. But I believe that the Senna market is going to be one with a much better opportunity. Now, if you've been following us in Exotic Car Hacks for a while, then you already understand what I do, which is basically find these incredible assets, and that's right, it's called Cars Assets, and ultimately buy them at a time where I believe they will start to creep up and create a good opportunity in the market to make some money. Now, this isn't just a buy and flip model, but rather buy, enjoy for a while, and then allow the rises of the markets on certain cars to basically drive my profits up while I'm enjoying the car for a year or two, etc. And then if I don't love it, get rid of it. And if I think financially I can keep the car for another year or so and not get hurt, then I'll keep doing that. Ideally, my strategies basically are just no emotions to cars and this algorithm of how to find cars that are going to be worth more and ultimately how to basically position myself to enjoy those cars specifically. Now, if you don't know what I do, just remember that right now is your only opportunity to join Exotic Car Hacks for just $197, which is during our Black Friday and July sale. So you need to click the link in the description of this video and join us, because if you don't, it's going to be too late and you're going to have to pay 4 times as much, and we're now 15,000 people strong. So join us. It's a really cool community and we'd love to have you. But let's get back to the Senna. So, I've been looking at the Senna and I did really okay on the last one, which is the carbon $1.35 million car we bought from Instagram guy Dan I Am. And now I'm looking at a particular Senna, or a couple of Sennas, with the hope of actually not... Last time I bought it in the order to drive it a little bit and flip it, but this time I'm looking to actually drive one and own one for a little bit longer. I'm hoping to own it for about 7 months to a year and a half. And so I've been looking at this car specifically because I think that in the next year and a half to 2 years, it is going to have significant motion in the markets. And I'm going to explain why, and then we'll take a look at some of the cars in the market, or how I look at the specific market for a Senna. So the first reason why I think the Senna specifically will be a car that starts to trend up is because it fills a void in the hypercar space. I've said this specifically about the SVJ when I bought mine in the 6s for my Roadster, and people said, you're crazy, you're overspending for a Roadster, and I said, no, I think that the markets are going to go up. Now the markets are about 200K above that for the right Roadster, and the whole concept of it is that the reason why I believe so much in the SVJ, specifically to what others wouldn't understand or believe, is because I believe that the SVJ filled a void that didn't exist in the marketplace. There were cars at $1 million, there were cars at 500, there was really nothing between 6 and 900, and I believe that that car did a great job even at 8 or 900. It was still a better value proposition than a lot of other cars in the market, even better than the Senna, which was at the time $1 million, $1.1 million. So it just didn't make sense for the SVJ not to trend up. It was almost too cheap of a value proposition, especially as cars under were starting to trend back up. So I knew it would go up, and I was right. Again, for those of you that keep following me, you keep seeing the pattern that I seem to understand how money works in cars. So ultimately, what ended up happening is the SVJ went up, and now it's like, okay, so I had a second SVJ on order, which I'm going to try to sell now, since I am thinking of getting a Senna. and it's not here anyways, so once it's actually here, I'm going to try to sell it so I can keep one SVJ and one Senna instead of two SVJ Roadsters. So with the Senna, what I've basically looked at is how to find the right Senna in this marketplace, and what specifically, outside of the fact that the values are going up, I need to look out for when buying a car. So if we look here on the market just briefly, we'll see that there's always a ton of dark color Sennas on the market. This car specifically here, the silver one, and this car here, the blue one, and this car here, the purple one, are all beautiful cars. This is a separate car, it doesn't count. But if you look at any of these like light color cars, you'll see that typically pricing is significantly higher than others. In addition to that, you'll also notice that not only is it higher than others, but it is actually higher than sticker. So that's kind of the problem, is that a lot of Sennas right now are asking significantly over sticker, but they're really not worth over sticker. So this is kind of the problem when looking at the Senna market, is that people get confused and dealers don't seem to move because they obviously want to get premium money for their car. Now, I looked at specifically one car that's been catching my eye that I've been trying to buy, and I'm going to try to pull it up for you so you can see it. And it belonged to a famous, a really famous dude out there, Jeffree Star, the makeup dude. I don't know if he's transgender or whatever he is, but this particular dude spec'd this Senna, which I thought was fantastic because, as you know, I have my Pista in a similar color, and I really like the Senna in this color because I think it's the only one made in this color, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And this was about a $1.1 million car. I've been trying to buy it, and the dealer's asking 1.25. It's for sale in Connecticut. And the dudes are nice, but they don't want to take anything under 1.2. They don't even want to consider an offer. So it might be that it's new on the market or not, but this is a car that's basically won 100,000 over sticker, and they're not really moving. So for that reason, this is a car that I've been trying to really buy, but unless they come down, it's probably not going to happen for me because I'm always attached to the money more than the cars. You always make good financial decisions, never emotional ones when it comes to money. So in this particular instance, even though I absolutely love the car and this would be the perfect car, it will probably not work out because they're not being reasonable on the price. There are other Sennas on the market. I mean, if you've been paying attention to some of the market and have been following it, there are a lot of cars in different colors, etc. But I personally am looking for a bright color Senna, and it has to have a competitive advantage. And I've called on just about every car on the market, and I can't seem to find one where it makes financial sense based on what the dealer is willing to accept and what the car and the sticker itself is. One of the mistakes people make when they buy a car is they just buy the price. They don't buy the value, the sticker to the price. So you're better off sometimes getting a $1.4 million car, 300K off a sticker at 1.1, than getting a 980K car that had a sticker of 970. And people can't seem to comprehend that because they look at things as, what can I afford? Even at the higher number game, they look at, can I get away with a Senna for $1 million? That's what I want to spend. They don't really look at it as, is this a good Senna to buy? So I wanted to kind of share that with you, kind of my thoughts on the market. I'll be looking for a Senna in the next couple of days. And when I am ready, I am going to pull the trigger on one. But I'm telling you, this is the car right now to be looking out for. This is the car right now that's trending up. And before we go, I want to show you something very quickly because we're going to talk more on the Senna in the next couple of videos. But I want to show you a preview of something I've been working on here with a very cool dude. And I want to give you a very quick preview of this. This is a new mural I'm making here of some of my favorite anime characters. So you're going to see a lot more of this coming. And this is going to become a really cool place to hang out. So look out for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And tell me, what do you think? Do you think the Senna will shoot up like I think? Or do you think I'm wrong? Put it in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video for Exotic Car Hacks.